appreciate it. There's a lot of good information in today's workshop, and we have some really great guest speakers here today with expertise in their fields that all relate to G3 and workforce development, career development, and things of that nature. So we have a really nice workshop ahead of us. Just a few housekeeping things. If you have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat box, and we'll save those for the end at the Q&A portion of the workshop, and then we can ask the presenters at that point. So if you have any questions, just put them in the chat box. If you don't mind just staying on mute during the workshop so we don't catch any accidental or background noises or anything like that. This is being recorded, and we're going to take this recording and put it on Economic Development's website, yesroanoke.com. The presentation slides as well as the recording will be there. So in case you want to share this with anyone who you feel like they could get some use out of it, or if you want to refer back to any information, feel free to do so on yesroanoke.com. That will be up next week. And speaking of our great speakers today, we have Dr. Angela Lawhorn, the Director of Career Education Programs and Workforce Partnerships with Virginia Community College System. We have Dr. David Broad, the Director of Financial Aid, Veterans Affairs, and Records with Virginia Western Community College. And we have Shawnee Cook, Career Services Manager with the School of Career and Corporate Training with Virginia Western Community College. And to the right of their names, you see all of the great information that they're going to be providing with us today. So without further ado, I'll hand it off to Dr. Lawhorn and let her get started.
Thank you, Marshall. Hi, everyone. So real quickly, I'm just going to give a brief overview about G3 for the state of Virginia. So G3 is a targeted last dollar state aid for Virginia residents. And in order to qualify, they do have to qualify for in-state tuition and be below 400% of the poverty level. That averages out to about $103,000 for a family of four. As you see on your screen, this is the eligibility criteria. So the in-state tuition of any age. So they have completed high school or they're past that compulsory age, past GED. They will have to complete a financial aid application, or for our fast forward programs, that would be our FANTIC application. We talked about the classify for low or middle income. If they're taking an academic credit program, they can be part-time or full-time, but they will take a minimum of 6 credits per semester, maintain a GPA of at least 2.0. And then we do have 5 industry clusters, which I will get into in more detail on the next slide. So these are some of the programs that are funded under G3. So we have information technology, public safety, healthcare, skilled trades to include manufacturing and construction, and then early childhood education. So our programs were designed with stackable credentials in mind. Students can start with fast forward credentials, which are shorter programs, and then move into credit certificates and even AAS degrees. Most G3 pathways allow you to build up credits as you go, making the next level that much shorter to completion. Students can stop after each level and then go to work. They can return later and pick up where they left off, or they can continue on their path and earn multiple credentials under G3. And what you see here are just some of the sample careers that fall under the pathways. So again, IT, healthcare, skilled trades, which includes the manufacturing and construction, public safety, and early childhood education. A lot of these programs that we offer have the fast forward programs associated, so the non-credit credentials, but then also we have career studies certificates, and then the AAS degrees. So G3 helps close the gap between available funding and then what the student needs to cover tuition fees and books. Also, if we have full-time, full Pell credit students, they may also receive what we have on here, the Student Success Incentive Grant, to help cover other costs. So after your tuition, your fees, your books, you may have non-academic expenses such as childcare or transportation. So for the Student Success Incentive Grant, fall and spring students can receive up to $900 per term in addition to their G3 aid, and then up to additional $450 during the summer. And so G3 is really focused on helping people get back to work without debt. So far, our data shows that those who complete G3 programs are earning 60% more when they re-enter the workforce. It's also helping to create talent pipelines for our employers. Lastly, I'll talk about something new that we've just initiated, and this is our G3 ambassadors. So in order to help promote G3 for employers and the colleges, we've recently started our G3 ambassador program. Any business or employer, or even a partner that assists with guaranteed interviews, hiring, work-based learning opportunities, maybe they're providing tours in their facilities, or even classroom presentations, are all invited to become G3 ambassadors. Their logos are then added to our virginiag3.com website, and then we give them the G3 ambassador badge that they can put on their website. And when you go to virginiag3.com and you go to the employer page, all of the employer and partner logos are on there, and they're all clickable logos, taking our visitors straight to their website. All right, now I'm going to turn it over to David.
All right. So the good part about G3 is that it follows in terms of application process all other grant and loan and financial aid programs. So what you would need to do is you'd complete a FAFSA as one step, which, and submit that to Virginia Western. But obviously first, you would need to visit our website. You could set up an appointment or schedule an appointment to meet with an academic advisor. They would help you enroll and plan your career path through whatever G3 eligible program you would want to enroll in. So these are the healthcare programs. Just as Angela said, we have different cluster areas where we offer programs that are G3 eligible. You can see here within healthcare, you have a number of associates, which are typically 2 years or more to complete. We have career study certificates, which are 1 year. And then we do also have fast forward programs. The good part about the way this is set up is, again, they are stackable credentials. So you are able to complete a shorter term program and see if that fulfills your needs and gives you the edge you need in the workforce, or you could continue on to complete longer term, like 2-year programs. Again, IT, these you're going to see here, you have a number of 2-year, 1 year, and fast forward programs. And when you actually go to our website and look at these are clickable. You could go in, it will tell you about how long it takes you. It will show you an academic timeline. It will tell you what classes you have to take. So this is a very interactive website. And again, we have the manufacturing and skilled trade programs. These are some of our more popular programs. But we have wiring, welding, HVAC. And again, these are also, we have a larger number of these as fast forward programs as well. So there is a pretty wide range of academic offerings that are G3 eligible. And this is just our early childhood development. We don't have quite as much volume here, but we do have these courses available. And then public safety as well, kind of covering all the eligible program areas for G3 funding. Okay, so, and this is really one of the things that we would want to share is that there is more funding than just G3. So again, as I alluded to earlier, you complete the free application for federal student aid, or the FAFSA, as most folks call it, and that comes to us. You then obviously, like I said, you'd make an appointment with an advisor to get enrolled and do the application to the college. All of that is free of charge. There's no application fees or anything. But once you do that, we get your FAFSA and we automatically match you with the maximum amount of grants from both the federal and state levels that you are eligible for. You don't have to do additional work. You don't need to let somebody know that you're in a G3 program we run a lot of queries and make sure that all of our students have the maximum amount of grants and scholarships. We have grants, which is typically the Pell Grant, which is up to about $6,500 a year. We have the Commonwealth Grant, which is up to $1,200 a year. We have other various forms of grants to help students who may have more unique situations, like if you're a part-time student. Our foundation also offers emergency aid up to $500 a year. And we also have institutional scholarships that you can apply for on our webpage, which I think we just had our scholarship dinner. We give out well over 150 scholarships a year. You can obviously use loans or earn VA benefits, which is kind of people know as the GI Bill. And we also have funding for our Fast Forward programs as well. So we have a multitude of different ways that we can cover your programs, but it's important to know that even if you're not in a G3 eligible program, we have plenty of funding and ways to offer you the ability to go to school and hopefully get most of it paid for by grants, so you don't even have to use student loans to complete your education or to continue your education. And the other thing that I did not mention that is a positive for G3, in terms of grants, most grants will say that if you already have a 4-year degree, you are ineligible to receive those grants. But in this case, G3, you can have a 4-year degree. So if you're returning to school after completing college to do a career change, you could still receive G3 funding. Now we have Shawnee Cook, the Career Services Manager.
I was going to do that. Good afternoon. So you've heard multiple options for funding, and I'm sure you saw lots of options for training. What do you do with that? Where do you start? We've got options for people that are just entering into the workforce. If you are looking to transition into a career, or if you're looking to advance in your current job. We can assist you with making that decision as far as which career pathway might be the best option for you, and then it can help you along the way when it comes to making those connections with employers to find out what current openings are in these G3 fields that we're talking about. So when it comes to choosing your career path, you want to make sure that you are choosing something that you're going to enjoy. So you want to make sure that you understand what your interests are. You want to make sure you do the research and consider all the factors that are going to impact what choice you decide. We can help you in the Hall Associate Career Center at Virginia Western Community College. We have career advisors and coaches who can help you discover your strengths and evaluate your values and your goals, and help you sort through all of the programs and understand what careers they relate to make sure that you are choosing a career that's going to fulfill you and actually fit the needs that you have. A lot of folks think that once they get that degree, employers roll out the red carpet, and sometimes you find out that they're still looking for some experience. So even though you're on the right track, thinking about getting a certificate, an industry recognized credential, or even your associate's degree, while you are in that program, it's a good idea to think about ways to gain experience while you are in training. Again, we can assist you with that in the Career Center at Virginia Western, with things like job shadowing, making sure that you understand what that job looks like, envisioning yourself in that career. Internships, externships, and others work-based learning opportunities that let you test drive that career, not only to ensure that it is the career that you expected it to be, but also to help you build that resume with skills that are going to help you compete in the job market when you complete the training and are ready to start applying for opportunities that are out there. So we can help guide you through all of those options while you're in school to make sure that you are equipping yourself with all of the skills and knowledge that you need in order to succeed in the workforce. Of course, there's still a process to connecting with employers and understanding how to best market yourself. We have resources that can help you with that resume, which of course is your billboard. That's going to be your first point of contact with employers. We can make sure that you have a targeted resume. Of course, getting that cover letter together. Everybody dreads having to do the cover letter, but we like to simplify the process and make it really easy for you to understand the parts of that cover letter and what you need to include in order to get through that first gate with employers. And then, of course, that resume and cover letter help you get to that interview. And you want to know how to ace that interview, what to expect in the interview, how to make sure that you are promoting your skills, your knowledge, your abilities, all of those soft skills that employers are looking for. And then we make sure that you understand all the steps of the interview so that in addition to your training and your credential or degree, you also have those workplace skills that are going to help make sure that that education and training pays off and opens some doors for you. So of course, you've got to have some employers in mind. And as you see, there's no shortage in the Roanoke Valley of employers who are hiring for skills that the G3 funding can provide for you through the training opportunities at Virginia Western. You see the categories that correspond to ones that Angela mentioned earlier in the G3 field. And you see some of our major employers in the Roanoke Valley that are right now looking for individuals who have those particular skills. So these are certainly life-transforming opportunities that we have available, and the funding is here. So we're hoping that you take advantage of it. I just wanted to reiterate all of the resources that are available to help you make sure that you are selecting a career pathway that is a good fit for you, that you're understanding what those opportunities are going to look like. You know about the employment outlook, you understand the potential wages, and that you understand what that can do for you as far as your standard of living. In addition to making sure that you understand everything that you need in order to select your career path, again, we can help you with your resume, interviewing and setting up some connections with employers for job shadowing, internships, apprenticeships, and for that full-time employment. There are also free services available in the community that can provide you some of the same resources and tools that are going to help you successfully connect with employers. So we wanted to make sure that everyone is aware that Virginia CareerWorks offers services to the public, career planning, job search assistance with that resume. So there is no shortage with support in the area to help you understand what your options are, understand how you need to best present yourself and your skills to employers, and then helping to make those direct connections for you to employers. So we hope that you take advantage of those resources. At the bottom of the screen, you see the contact information for both the Hall Associates Career Center here at Virginia Western Community College and Virginia CareerWorks in Roanoke.
I hate to say it, but you're on mute, Marshall.
Hey, there we go. Wow, I was almost done speaking. Isn't that fun? So like I was saying, thank you, Shawnee, and everyone else for a lot of great information. We did go through a lot of information, so there may still be some questions. And looking at the chat box, I have one right now. Oh, where this video recording, where's it going to be located? You can find it on Roanoke County Economic Development's website, yesroanoke.com. This will be up probably around mid next week. So that's where you can find it, and I'll put that in the chat box. If you have any more questions, you can feel free to submit them. But also, we have contact information for each of our participants today. So if you have any more questions, you can reach out to any of the individuals that spoke today, and you can visit their websites also. Just to reiterate, this workshop will be on yesroanoke.com on the homepage, along with the presentation slides. There you can also sign up for our business partners newsletter. That's a great way to stay up to date on other workshops, other grant programs, new businesses, and really everything economic development. So again, thank you so much for attending. Thank you to our speakers for providing a lot of great information. And if you have any more questions, feel free to reach out to either myself or the speakers. And with that being said, thank you so much for attending. Oh, right at the last minute, we have a question. Awesome. My son will be a senior in the fall at Cave Spring. He doesn't know what he wants to do other than not go to school. Our take-home salary is more than G3 allows, but can my son meet with a career coach at any time? And that question is open to anyone.
I'll chime in with that. Certainly our services at the Career Center of Virginia Western are open to the public, especially when it comes to helping individuals navigate through career opportunities and what training options might be a good pathway forward. So certainly your son, even though you may not qualify or you don't think you qualify for G3 funding, as you hopefully recall from the earlier presentation on financial aid and funding sources, there are lots of other funding sources that are out there. So don't let that be a deterrent to connecting with us. So I'd say first point of contact can be us in the Career Center. And you see my contact information on the screen. We can meet with your son to talk about what career options might align with his interests, and then make sure that he's connected to the next point of contact to explore funding opportunities.
Great, thank you, Sean. I'll just let it sit for a second in case any more questions pop up. Thank you. He seems to really enjoy building trades, remodeling, etc. So I will reach out. Thanks. Great. If there are no other questions, again, thank you so much to our speakers for all this great information and for their time today. All this information will be on yesroanoke.com next week. And other than that, thank you so much for attending, and you all have a good day.
I'm sure there'll be
Thanks,
lots of
Marshall.
people watching the recording.
What was that?
I'm sure there'll be a lot of people watching the recording, especially if we can get it shared on Facebook and LinkedIn.
Yeah, well, that's the thing is we had a good amount of people sign up. We had 17 people sign up, and a lot of them were, or some of them seemed to be in the public school system. So it seems like they wanted to learn about it to be able to transition their kids to this program. I'm imagining, you know, because it is a 2 p.m. on a Friday, that maybe that's partly the reason why. But yeah, we'll get it up there. I'll share it with you all so you can send it out. It's a lot of great information. Just the more eyeballs that see it, the better. So I'll get it to you all, put it on the website, share it on Facebook, and do whatever we can with it.
Sounds
Marshall,
good.
sorry we left you on mute for so long. I was sitting there and I thought, as soon as I say you're on mute, he's going to realize it. So I'm just going to wait.
No, yeah, no, I realized, yeah. I realized as soon as you said it, and I was like, man, this is just, what a great day.
I did
But
the same
nobody
thing.
could
So
see you talking though. Nobody could see you
Right.
talking because you had the screen on. So it was just a natural pause.
Well, good. Well, good. Well, and again, me
make him
being,
feel better about it, Angela.
yeah, thank you for that positivity. Again, I feel like such a child with Zoom that I clicked a different way to view the presentation, and I was afraid to click anything else. So,
Yeah, that's okay.
great. Well, thank you both so much. I really appreciate it. We'll share this and get some more eyeballs on it. But you all have a good weekend, and I'll keep you up to date.
Great.
All right,
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Bye.